Welcome to the TMC Newsroom. Rich Tehrani here. Thanks for watching. We're at IT Expo 2012 in Austin, Texas. I should say IT Expo West. On our program is Andy Abramson. He's the CEO of Comunicano. And Andy, welcome back.
Thanks, Rich. Good to see you as always.
Likewise. So your agency does some really unique work for your clients. And I don't want to even describe your agency since it's so you're leading edge. So I'd like you to actually, in your own words, tell me a little bit about how you look at Comunicano and what you do for your clients.
Well, what we do for clients, I'll work backwards, is we get them exited, which means they get bought through an M&A activity, or they go IPO, or they grow to a point of where they graduate. So last time we talked, we were somewhere in the mid-20s. I think we're up to 28. I know we're up to 28 as of now. One of our most recent exits was Nucona, that was bought by Symantec. What was interesting about Nucona was we found them before they even had a name. We helped them get off the ground. They never even raised their Series A. It was all early stage money, angel money, friends and family, and a contribution from Citrix, from the Citrix Accelerator. And all of that was positioning work that we did very early on. And when you talk about two guys in a garage, they were three guys in an office about the size of this studio, about 5 minutes from my home office. And it was a real great working relationship. So we enjoy the relationship with companies as they're growing up. And also when you look at, you have companies like Boingo who've IPO'd and Vringo who've IPO'd. We've worked with them either at mid-stage or from the very beginning until the IPO period. So being able to craft the story and help them define their positioning, explain things to the media, the analysts, be able to talk to reporters like Tom and Eric from TMC and the rest of the crew, Paula. We help them build all of that and then do a lot more.
Now, social has kind of blown up, and I'm going to use that word with both actual meanings in the last.
Blown up or social?
Oh, social has blown up. I'm thinking of blown up as it's grown exponentially, but also the Facebook IPO and some of the other related IPOs have kind of been poorly received, or they came out okay, and then the stocks dropped precipitously after that. How has social changed since, I think we spoke maybe a year ago or a year and a half, something like that?
Well, we spoke last year as well. Social's changed a lot since we got involved with becoming the fathers of Nokia's social media program back in 2005. When you remember, I used to send you cell phones.
Yeah, you had a great blogger relation program. You're the first person.
Very first blogger relations program.
First person, and
ever.
You sent us really cool, you sent the bloggers really cool devices, and we were so thrilled. We got them, we used them, and we wrote about them. The N800 tablet was actually the first thing that you guys sent, and I still remember Nokia fondly. Mm-hmm. They're still around, not that they're not around, but I still remember them fondly as a great company, because I got to play with that N800 tablet, which I probably would not have gone out and reviewed on my own.
Correct.
Thanks to you guys.
We also sent out the N90 phones. The N95 was everybody's favorite. We dabbled a little bit with E-Series phones. But what was interesting there was we created a social way to drive organic search for Nokia, which meant that reviews that were by people who were like you, passionate about technology, understood what the device could do, were enthusiastic about giving a new product a fair shot. And when I look back at who was on the list, you had guys like Michael Arrington, Malik, Matt Miller, yourself, Tom, there were Rafat Ali. Rafat was doing paid content, which eventually ended up with GigaOM. Obviously, Malik's GigaOM. Michael Arrington. They all were very, very successful at becoming bloggers. And there goes the phone.
Is this a demo of the technology? Are you going to demo one of your clients? I thought that this was a well-timed demo of. I should let the audience know that Andy carries around multiple devices, so for him to shut off all his ringers would actually take longer than you. So you're saying Rafat?
The idea is always being reachable in our business. The upshot is that social media has changed dramatically. Now you have bloggers who have become full-time reporters. You have reporters who use social tools to promote themselves. You have the social networking layer where people communicate between one another and share what they have. We break it down that there's a social mediology layer. That's people who have something to say every day, and by the next day you might have forgotten what they said the day before, like the weatherman. Hence, social mediology is defined by the same way as meteorology. The second thing that we look at is how social media can run and propagate. a story can get very hot. We noticed recently with TruePhone, one of our clients, how a bunch of local social media types were promoting a story that ran in a local major metro newspaper in Newark or in Raleigh-Durham, and then we gauged the entire number of impressions that those people have in the way of followers. So as you've watched traditional media decline, you're able to see where the uptake is, so now you've got impressions, but impressions are not alone. It's then click-throughs and then retweets and re-socialization, and you start to see things in a map. I've been using an app called Bottlenose lately, which lets me see a visual map of where a story propagates, and that actually helps lead to how we take a story to reporters in that particular area. Who tweeted, what they followed. So we're using it as a market intelligence tool, not strictly as a information gathering tool.
Now, Bottlenose is not a client.
Bottlenose is not a client. Bottlenose is just a wonderful website that I found that's a great social search tool. Using things like Bottlenose, Rebel Mouse, these are all free and available. You don't have to go out and buy a lot of services. Then again, we do like things like Radian 6 as a way of following what's going on and actually tracking who's writing versus who's just running a press release.
So what's next for your agency and new ways you're going to be helping clients going forward?
We're really big in collaboration. You know, we've exited in the past site speed and high def conferencing and web dialogues, and have worked with other companies in the collaboration space. We're moving away from the idea of conferencing because we need more real-time tools, but we also need some what I call time release tools where I can work with you and then another person on my team can pick up the ball who wasn't part of that session and follow through and then hand it off to someone else. So we're really looking at the natural workflow of how business operates and how people communicate in a collaborative way. In the old days, we'd all get together around the water cooler, you know, without a formal meeting. You didn't have to you know, think about it right now. If you want to get together, send me a calendar item, confirm the calendar item. I just want to pick up the phone and talk to somebody, or in my case, press a button on my computer and see you. So we're using a lot of video conferencing, video calling, video conversations. Visual collaboration is one of the big areas that we're looking at. How can we take images, text, put it all together, have it up on a virtual whiteboard, be all in one war room, yet my team, which is totally virtual, we're all still connected. And that's the key. So we're looking at collaboration and connectedness as the key to how we grow our business globally.
And that helps clients because they're able to tap into people throughout the world and easily communicate with them and collaborate with them as well, right?
Clients as well as sources. Every expert doesn't live in California. Every expert's not in New York. And with a global client base, we have to actually look for people who may be better suited to service what we're doing. And also media outlets. I'm running into people who you may think are writing for a New York-based publisher. They live in Thailand on a boat. The world has become a very small place thanks to the internet.
Absolutely.
And you can get great people all over the world.
Absolutely. Well, Andy, thank you so much for being here. As always, it was a pleasure.
Thanks, Rich.